Can I Not Marry audio web novel Chapter 10 Wedding Customs Sleeping Until Dawn. Do Lacey rubbed and patted her pillow. Then with her eyes closed she comfortably patted her mouth a few times. Today's pillow is a bit hard, but it's quite flexible. This pillow is a little big but also very warm. Today like a dead pig howling on the hill, she awakened the sleeping Lian Jun. Then he saw Du Lacey embracing herself in horror, her mouth was still dripping drool. He couldn't help but curve his lips. Wake up. Didn't wake up. Didn't wake up. The president is smiling. Du Lacey swallowed her saliva, she began to self-hypnosis. This is a dream. This is a dream. It must be a dream. What are you talking about? Lian Jun's especially real voice rang into her ears. Heaven. Earth. Why is that even in her dreams the president refuses to let her go? This is a dream. It is a dream. Du Lacey kept mumbling to herself. Then she simply closed her eyes and returned to sleep. She believes that when she opens her eyes again the nightmare will end. However, a hand suddenly touched her head. The warm heat from her head is surreal. Isn't this nightmare a little too realistic? Du Lacey suddenly felt she was being struck by lightning. It seems yesterday. She opened her eyes and looked at the smiling president, and softly asked, "Am I dreaming?" Lian Jun shook his head, and then smiled. Boom! Du Lacey's fragile little heart couldn't stand such a huge blow. She was on the verge of collapsing. Heaven! Last night did she do something unforgivable with the president? He was actually smiling. He was so angry that he was laughing. These days interacting with the president, Du Lacey deeply felt that this smile is very strange, very dangerous and very scheming. Then, she moved away from Lian Jun and curled up in the corner of the car, then desperately waved. I didn't mean to embrace you. Yesterday I was drunk. Drunk. Lian Jun was startled and the smile on his face stiffened. Du Lacey held up 3 fingers and swore, I did not deceive you. I was drunk yesterday. I don't remember anything. Whatever I did or said, don't take it personally. President Jian, please don't hold grudges. Du Lacey prayed in her heart. However, the president's face still sank extremely terribly. Du Lacey quickly cried out, full of grievances, don't get angry. Yesterday I didn't want to drink so much. At most, next time I won't drink so much. The president's finally erupted. Do you still want to have a next time? Don't even think about it. The cruel reality once again proved that the resistance is short-lived, and the oppression that hasn't been shaken for 100 years has been shaken. After a brief change, the poor Du Lacey was finally pushed into the abyss of oppression. The unknown white sport car traveled, carrying along the ablazing with anger president and his silly bride back to their nest. Upon arriving at the front door, Du Papa and Du Mama heard car sounds and came to the door. Look at the youngster nowadays. Du Mama took Du Papa's hand and said with a face of envy, they both look energetic, wearing their wedding attire, chasing romance without resting. Old man, when are you going to take me for a ride, on a romantic trip for 2? Okay. Du Papa nodded, wait for me to pump the bikes and I'll take you to the West Street to eat tofu. Quote ellipsis. Can you change to a motorbike instead? Wife. With the current financial crisis, a motorbike ride at night will be easily robbed. Okay. Let's bike it then. At that moment, Du Lacey deflately got out of the car. Upon seeing her parents' excited expression, her mood worsened. Dad. Mom. She gave a feeble cry. This cry made Du Mama very happy. The child must be tired from last night, this son-in-law. The couple have all the time in the world, what's the rush? Ultimately, the young are good. Not only do Mama didn't blame her daughter's rudeness, she also took her daughter's hand and warmly asked, "Daughter, are you tired? Quickly come in and have breakfast, don't starve." Immediately Du Lacey was greatly moved. As expected, her mother doted her the most. She glanced at the president beside her, who is now smiling in front of her parents, who knew he had such a poker face. In contrast, her mother's warm and sweet kindness came out. "Daughter, your father and I are going home today." Du Lacey was startled while biting her toast. "You guys are returning so early?" "Yes." Mama nodded. "Your father and I only took a simple leave to get here. We need to go back earlier and return to work. Besides, you two are newlyweds. Having us stay here is inconvenient, so it's best if we return." Just when she thought her mother was gentle, "Her mother wants to leave," Du Lacey was somewhat reluctant. "Mom, can't you stay a few more days?" Du Lacey begged. "You're already married," also still so reluctant to let go of Mom and Dad. Mama laughed. "No, it's not." Du Lacey was shy, then glanced at the president. Being like this, she appeared more like a daughter-in-law. However, only Lian Jun understood. This idiot certainly thought with her parents present, she had backup. And that's in fact true. At this time, Du Papa, who has been silenced, suddenly spoke. Du, in fact you don't have to be reluctant to part with Mom and Dad, besides in a few days you guys will be coming home." "A few days?" Du Lacey was startled for a while. "Why would we return home in a few days? Oh, you are a silly girl. Even forgot after getting married, you have to return to the bride's home." On the side, Mama laughed non-stop. "Did you forget Hui Men? Sanjiao Hui Men is significant as it is the couple's first visit to the bride's family home as a married couple. The couple comes prepared with gifts for all elders of the family. In contemporary times, all the events of the Chinese wedding are compressed into a single day. To symbolize the passing of 3 days, the bride changes out of her Western-style wedding gown into her Kun Kua. Red packets are also used to replace gifts for family elders. With this, the modern Chinese wedding ceremony is complete. Hui Men. But this time, not only Du Lacey but the president who stood on the side was also shocked. How could they forget Hui Men's thing? What is Hui Men? Hui Men is a Han wedding custom. After the couple is wedded, day 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, or full moon, the son-in-law will bring gifts and return to his wife's home to greet her parents and relatives. And this Hui Men ceremony is also very important to Du Lacey's family. So before Du Mama and Du Papa came, they discuss it with 7th and 8th great auntie. They agreed once their daughter wedded, their son-in-law will come to meet the family. Such an important thing Du Lacey didn't remember, nor did the president. However, just because they didn't remember, doesn't mean they don't have to go through with it. Who told them to get married? So, on the 3rd day after the wedding, Du Lacey came home with